And here we go. Our next match coming out now is Carlos Barreto from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He is a jiu-jitsu stylist who is also trained in boxing. 31 years old. Look at him. He's ready. He's pumped, boss.
He's in perfect shape. And the R's in Brazil you pronounce as H, so you will say Barreto.
Barreto. Carlon Barreto. 100% Jesus. He's currently with the Brazilian top team, a brand new franchise of former Carlson Gracie alumni. Carlos is 31 years old, as I said before, 6'4", 237 pounds, and he's focused for this fight.
Yep, what you said, the Brazilian top team has names like Murilo Bustamante, Ricardo Labioio, Pepe, and Paulo Caruso. Very strong team. And all together training, my God, man, they're going to make champions there.
Oh, he's been in against some great fighters in his time. He's met up with such fighters as Mark Kerr in Abu Dhabi, and he looks very focused here.
In the red corner from the USA, Try Telligman.
And here he comes, his opponent, Try Telligman from the USA, fighting out of the Lion's Den gym, residing in Texas. He's 6'2", 223 pounds, 35 years of age, and he's ready to rumble. His corner man tonight will be out of the Lion's Den, Jerry Bolander.
This is going to be a nice fight, Steven, I'm telling you. Trey is the striker, big striker, good hands. Carlon is going to try to take him down, I guess. I hope he's not going to strike with him. But again, we never know what Carlon trained, because Vitor Belfort is in the same team. God knows they're training boxing together, you know. We don't know what's going on right there now in Brazil.
Yeah, you said that Try Telligman was an excellent striker. He did really well against Pedro Rizzo in the UFC.
Yes.
Had him in a little bit of trouble, and then ended up losing the fight. But nonetheless, it was his strikes. Now, Try Telligman had an accident when he was 1.5 years old, and he lost his right pectoral muscle, folks. So don't be shocked by the appearance, because believe me, he's passed all doctor's examinations, and this is not virtual reality or special effect. This is all of Try Telligman. He was the champion in Super Brawl.
Great sportsmanship right there.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Try Telligman has Mark Kerr, Abu Dhabi World Submission Wrestling Champion 1999, in his corner. And here he is, Carlos Barreto from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Fought a great fight against Igor Vovchanchin a couple of months back in Pride. Gave Igor a good time with his left jab in that fight.
Yep. He used his length, his long arms.
Try Telligman. Now, he told me that he's going to open a can of whoop ass in this event.
Oh, my God.
Telligman and Barreto almost met in January as alternates in the Pride Fighting Championship Grand Prix 2000 tournament, but Carlon Barreto had an injury to his shoulder and was forced at the last minute to pull out. But here they are finally going to meet. It's going to be USA versus Brazil. Telligman versus Barreto. And here they go. They touch gloves.
Trey's well prepared for the takedown, and he's got good hands, so that's going to be a bit of a trouble there for Carlon.
Both fighters are very relaxed here. We're waiting for an explosion by any one of them. I expect that Try Telligman is going to measure Carlos. Nice low kick by Barreto. Comes right out. Feels a nice relaxed low front kick by Barreto. Carlos has got long limbs, so using his jab or his push kick might be a good strategy to hold Telligman at bay, because Telligman can be dangerous with the strikes early on, but he's very relaxed now, measuring Barreto.
Yeah, you're going to need it, especially because you said he got long limbs, and it's a little awkward in the beginning of the fight. After a few punches, straight outs, he will know exactly the distance, and then he will go over to attack.
Carlon going with the high kick there, being blocked partially by Telligman's hand. Both fighters still circling. I'd like to be said that if a fighter makes the aggressive move, he's open for the counter. I think both these guys are waiting for the other man to rush in and do something so they can counter him, boss.
Yep, they're waiting for the mistake from the other guy.
Yeah, it's very smart fighting, actually. I tried to do it too.
Yeah, it's not wholly exciting yet, but I expect that any minute. Okay, nice sprawl by Try Telligman. Carlos goes for the single leg, and Telligman sprawls, stays down. Telligman is a great ground fighter himself, training at the Lions Den, one of his specialties being leg locks.
Let's see what they're going to do now. He has to hold him down like this and press with his belly on his head, otherwise he will come up and will try to take Trey down.
Yeah, I think that Trey has a great deal of respect for Carlos's ground fighting ability. Otherwise, he might just pull into the guard or try to, go into a different position from here. But right now, he's got him in a position where Trey can literally stand back up if he chooses to. And there they are, right back on their feet. A high clinch by Barreto. I expect a knee any second.
No, I think he's going to try to take Trey down. That's his game, the ground game.
And Trey's got a real good base. Tries to spin out, but Barreto keeps him locked up with the overhooks. Now, Barreto locking his hands behind Telligman. Telligman leaning. Both men conserving some energy. Barreto with a knee to the inside and a stomp to the foot there by Barreto. That can cause some pain.
It can break your foot, actually.
I think the first time I ever saw someone do a stomp was the great Marco Huas in the UFC against Paul Varlins, and he had to do some damage against that 320-pound Varlins. Knee to the leg again by Barreto.
We had a guy in Holland, a Thai boxer, Peter Smith, and he did it in Thailand also. Stamping on the feet of the Thais.
And Peter Smith was a wild one. Had a great battle with Champa Kitsonga in Thailand, throwing the downward elbow on Kitsonga's back of his neck. And
while he was waving at his mother, it was an unbelievable fight.
And Barreto trying for the trip takedown, and Trey spins out. Trey doesn't want to stay up too high. He wants to keep down low, keep his base low so he doesn't get swept or tripped or spun into a judo throw.
He's got a very good base. Both of them. This is who's going to make the mistake right now. And that guy will end up on the ground. Or like in Trey's position, he wants to keep the fight standing up.
Barreto again chopping away with the left knee and then the right knee to the leg. Those can cause a Charlie horse at repeated beating. He didn't get a lot of distance on that strike, but if he does, it can really hurt the leg.
Yep, it's just waiting.
Now you notice that Barreto is looking to the side. Boss, you know that if a fighter is really, really experienced at grappling, he doesn't necessarily have to watch his opponent. He can feel him when they're this close.
Yes, they actually got some trainings. People train like that. They train blindfold just to improve all their reactions, reflexes, and everything.
More stomps there by Barreto and a couple of knees to the leg of Telligman. Not a lot going on here presently. A lot of offensive takedown by Barreto with some knees. Carlos Barreto has got a pretty formidable knee strike. He did stop Gary Goodridge. I mean, not Gary Goodridge, but Gary Myers in Brazil in the IBC, and he broke his leg with a knee. Gary Myers brought his leg up high to block the knee, and he ended up shattering his shin bone. Okay, the referee is going to restart the fighter standing because he felt they were in a stalemate. And now here we are, got some distance. Telligman is dangerous when he's got distance. I expect Telligman is going to drop some bombs any moment.
Yeah, I would go for the body first now. Some low shots, straight, right straight to the body, left hook high, things like that. Or a left jab to the body and a right straight high.
Telligman is defending well against the low kick attempts there by Carlos Barreto. Or barreto, as they pronounce it in Brazil. Carlone circling. Carlone circled quite a bit when he fought Igor Vovchanson and used his jab. I haven't seen much of his jab right now. I have seen a lot of his kicks, though, which is actually a smart strategy. Nice low kick by Telligman. Carlone goes in tries for a takedown, tries for a slam, but doesn't get it.
Right knee from Trey.
You know, the sweat is a factor now. They are sweating, so it makes the takedowns, the arms slide right off the body. Carlone tried for a trip there. Telligman making sure he doesn't turn completely sideways. And knee and a catch. Barreto has pulled guard, but Telligman on top. Telligman almost got the mount there, but Barreto got out of trouble. Now he's on all fours. Now in this position, we've got to mention the rules of pride. A fighter in Telligman's position cannot throw the knee while the fighter on the bottom in Barreto's position has all 4 limbs on the floor.
Yep.
But if Barreto were to lift one of his limbs off of the floor, Telligman could throw either a knee or a kick in this position, like that.
Yep. He's lifting his arms up. You see it? No, it's really smart what he's doing. It's legal.
Yeah, it is legal because Carlos has got his right arm off the ground, so technically he's open for a strike. Now he's got all 4s on the ground, so Carlos is going to try and stand back up. And nice knee, and nice attempt by, he grabbed the rope. So that was a great takedown attempt by Barreto, but Telligman bought some time by grabbing the rope, didn't get down. Telligman has fought a really exceptional defensive fight so far. Carlos has really upped his shooting, and he pulls for the single leg, and he grabs the rope, and he gets Telligman down. And he gets him down. Telligman on the bottom with his guard around Carlos Barreto's waist. They're in the corner. One of the things that Pride officials can do is pull the fighters if they get too close to the side, to the center of the ring, and restart them in the same position they were in.
Okay. That's a pretty good rule right there. Because this is going to be difficult, with the rope. There we go.
And they're going to stop the fighters, keep them in the same position, and restart them closer to the center of the ring. Telligman on the bottom, guard on Barreto. Barreto is now going to work. I think he's going to try and pass the guard. He might grind away with some strikes. here.
Termina o assalto batendo, foi juiz. Não, bate nesse cabeça aí, que não mete a porrada nesse cara.
Yep. Trey's going to try to create some distance so he can strike to the head. But Colon's not crazy, of course. And, he's keeping himself tight.
Yeah, now,
on Trey.
From the bottom here, boss, in the guard position, what are Telligman's options?
Yeah, what I did in the last fight was keeping my hips out, putting my knees in his side, and then you can elbow. Oh, that's not allowed here.
Elbows are not allowed in the rules of Pride.
But still, you can punch because you create some distance, and then you can punch. It's difficult. If somebody keeps holding you, it's very difficult to strike.
Yeah, it is.
You need distance. You need to create space to develop some speed for your attacks.
Now, do you think that Carlos Barreto is going to try and wear down Telligman?
I don't know. Right now, he's not going to wear him down like this because he let him rest. He's just holding him down, and by holding him down, and when Trey doesn't do anything, he's going to rest. You see, he's using his forehead to control the head of Trey. It's actually a very smart thing to do.
So they're both throwing little arm punches there, but nothing really on those punches. You can't really knock a person out in this position. As you said, you need to create the distance. If Trey had let Carlos sit up like he just did, nice right hand by Barreto, he can land a significant shot, which can do some damage.
Yep, we got like 50 seconds left in the fight. We're going to have 2 minutes rest, and then they're going to get it on again for 10 minutes.
Now, this would have been a hard round to score. Barreto was trying to be aggressive early on, and he couldn't get the takedown. Telligman defended well, but now Barreto is in a better position, actually, throwing more strikes than Telligman. Telligman is just merely defending right now.
Yeah, it's true. It's exactly true. He's scoring the points right now.
10 segundos, bate!
Barreto is the busier fighter at this moment, not damaging Try Telligman.
No, I think Trey is just waiting for the time. It's like 20 seconds left, and then he waits for the stand-up and the rest.
And there they go. End of round one. Carlos Barreto on top. Then they go. They give each other a high five there and walk over to their respective corners. Wasn't a terribly eventful round, but we did see a lot of strategy. Two seasoned professionals. Carlos Barreto is the current IVC International Vale Tudo Heavyweight Champion in Brazil. And in those events, they allow headbutts, groin strikes, elbows. It's pretty hardcore.
I think it's unbelievable. When you see those fights, that's bloody fights. Talking about bloody fights. Unbelievable.
And there he is, Try Telligman, getting advice from his cornerman, Mark Kerr. And getting some advice. Getting a warning there from the referee about grabbing the ropes. He did save himself from a few takedowns by grabbing the ropes, which is not legal in Pride.
It's a reflex. You know, you do it automatically. It's not like something you really do because you want to cheat or something. It's something you fall down, you automatically grab anything you can grab. So that's okay.
Absolutely. I expect to see a lot more strikes this round from Try Telligman.
Yeah, and the further we go into the fight, the more difficult it's going to be for Carlos to take him down because you're tired. You know, it's difficult to shoot constantly. I think the defense of the shoot is takes less power than the actual shoot.
Yeah, plus the sweat will be a factor because when the body becomes slippery, it's like having oil all over it. It's hard to really get a grip and either do a hip throw or do just a trip or do any kind of a takedown.
Yep. Here we go, the seconds go out.
Last minute instructions from Murlo Bustamante to Carlos Barreto.
Real good fighter, by the way. That's the man I like him a lot.
Okay, here we go, round 2. Barreto versus Telligman. Circling once again. Barreto circling to his right.
You should try to lock him up in the corner. Every time he walks to the side, he doesn't lock him up. You see, he lets him go to the left and left and left.
It looks like he's trying to draw him in.
Yep.
He's trying to draw him in.
Now he's doing it.
Punching attack. Okay, now it goes into the clinch, a loose clinch. Telligman with a body shot. Nice knee!
Oh my God, on his head.
Big knee to the chin. Right knee to the body. He hurt him bad. And Telligman goes to grab the ropes again. Reflex action.
He's recovering.
Now, if he violates that, again, he will get a yellow card, and that is a warning, and he could have a possible, it affects the scoring if they get a warning. And down they go. Barreto on top once again.
My God, that was a good knee, a high knee.
He stung him from this angle. It was hard to see, but he really wobbled him. Try Telligman almost went down from that shot. Telligman looks like he's trying to spin out. He's got the hips high. He's going to spin out. And now, he doesn't want to turn his back on Barreto.
He's going to look for a leg. I saw him looking at his leg.
Yeah, he's going to go for a jump for a knee bar right there. But he's taking shots now. Barreto is good with the rear naked choke, but his legs are so long, it's almost harder to having to get the legs in.
Yeah, he can roll. No, not anymore.
Now, Telligman does have Barreto's right arm trapped. Barreto continuing to pile up the points with punches to the head of Telligman. Telligman is just sitting there. Okay, there's a knee. I don't know if that was entirely legal, but Telligman seems to have run out of options here, and they go to stand back up, and they're back up. Look out for the knee, and Barreto looks like he's got the advantage. And Telligman tries for the kick. Barreto shoots. Barreto on all fours. This round is quite a bit more exciting than the first round.
Good second round.
Telligman standing back up, good move, because he wants to punch.
Okay, let's see what's going to happen now.
Telligman, I wouldn't be surprised if he backed up and they made Barreto stand back up.
I wouldn't do that. I would score now. Kick his legs as hard as you can.
Barreto does have some options, and he stands back up.
Yep, both signing a little signs now of conditioning.
Yeah, of fatigue. They both look a little bit winded here. A lot of energy expended trying to get the advantage on the ground, and now they're back up. Telligman seems to have recovered. Right hand by Barreto. Raises off the top of Telligman's head. Barreto
falling again.
Yeah, he's driving hard for that takedown. Good sprawls there, as Boss said, by Telligman. Back up. Telligman looks like he's ready to grab that rope again. Barreto trying to spin him out and drop him with a side takedown. And a takedown there by Barreto. Telligman down. Telligman on top now in the guard of Carlos Barreto. Now Barreto has got a lot of options. He's used to working from the bottom here. He's got a great triangle choke from here and a great arm bar.
Yeah, but Trey got the good punches. See if he can create some distance now and try to strike. Some strikes to the body, head. 3 minutes left.
Don't give him anything.
Both men buying some time here.
He's gassed. Take the leg anytime you want it.
I would have to say that so far, Barreto has controlled this round.
Yep. So in my book too.
And he did initiate a little bit more aggression in that first one, so he might be ahead on the judges' scorecards.
You know, if this is going to be
a close fight, it will go to under the rules of tonight's fights. They are scheduled for 2 10-minute rounds with a 2-minute rest period in between. If the fight is a really close one and goes to a draw, they will go to an additional 5-minute overtime round, in which will allow either a KO, a submission, or the judges to render a decision. We have 3 judges working at ringside tonight. Telligman standing back up. He lets Barreto back up.
It's a very smart thing to do because now he can score. On the ground he couldn't score. It's what you said. Barreto is too good on the ground. Closes the distance.
They both look a little bit gassed right now, boss.
Yep.
2 big men in there.
Trey wants to go.
Oh, and Carlos.
Oh, the knee is coming again.
Okay,
I see it.
Another knee by Barreto. Barreto, the busier fighter, not landing significantly with his knees right now, but earlier on he really clocked Try Telligman with that knee to the face.
Yeah. Who's got the most condition? That's what's going to happen. Who wants it the most? This is the moment. Trey has to work here.
I think you're right, boss. I think that they've stalemated each other, both standing and on the ground. And now it's going to come down to, as you allude to, the conditioning factor, because once somebody runs out of gas, it makes them susceptible for, like this, a takedown. Earlier on, Try Telligman would have defended that takedown, but now he may be getting a little gas. He's on the bottom now.
And there we are again, same position.
Barreto on top.
The top of the head of Barreto looks like that rippled dog. You always do that with me.
Yes, because you have a shaved head as well, boss.
Yes, I do. He's trying to go for a front choke.
Now, Try Telligman, he's going for a neck crank here. He's neck cranking him hard, and that does tend to wear out a fighter. He has to fight his way out of that. He couldn't really submit Try Telligman. Telligman being too wise on the ground to fall for a neck crank.
Yeah, but the neck crank also makes sure that you can't breathe.
Exactly.
That's the worst thing. But you're open for punches, so...
Carlos Barreto does have a tremendous amount of respect for Try Telligman. He said he's very tough, and he said that his coach, Ken Shamrock, is one of the best fighters in the business, and that Trey will be very hard, but God will help him, meaning Carlos Barreto, to win the fight. They both have respect for each other. Telligman feels that Carlos Barreto is a great opponent and a quality guy, and they like each other personally. There's no bad blood here.
It's amazing, yeah? And you see them here fighting, trying to hit each other as hard as you can. It's amazing. What an amazing sport this is. When you're in the morning, at the breakfast, like in the hotel, everybody's friends. You know, everybody, hey, what's up?
That's true. There are some rivalries and some misunderstandings, but in this fight, there is sort of a competitive camaraderie. I mean, they're there to compete. They're not there to try and destroy the other guy. They are there to win, though. I mean, if they can get a significant punch kick in order to make their opponent quit, or a submission knee bar, leg lock, or a choke, they want to initiate that. But right now, they are stalemated on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if they have another brief period of inactivity that the referee does restart them.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's almost the end of the fight. Yeah, there's like 30 seconds left.
I would have to say, boss, we might see a draw in this fight right now, and to go to the overtime round.
There at the back, you can see Sergio Battarelli.
Sergio Battarelli, the president of the International Vale Tudo Championships, headquartered in Sao Paulo, Brazil. A very affable gentleman.
Yep, I think it's going to be the end of the round.
Yes, both men have used their experience to neutralize the other. It hasn't been an incredibly exciting fight, to be honest.
The beginning of the second round was pretty exciting.
That was exciting because you saw a lot of action, a lot of jockeying for control. both men neutralizing each other, but that knee by Barreto, that if the fight goes to a decision and it goes one way or another, I think that knee will factor in heavily, boss.
Yes, I think so too.
Because Barreto has been the busier fighter.
Yep, that's true.
I don't think that Telligman has done any damage. Now, those forearm strikes can hurt the nose.
Yeah, they can, but at this moment, Trey is also, it's difficult. You cannot develop any speed.
Because he was holding Barreto's arm. Tough fight to score.
Yep. Well, let's see what the judges are going to say. I don't want to be a judge. That's the reason. One of the reasons I don't want to be a judge.
Well, I've been a judge before, and fortunately, most of the fights ended in knockouts, or because the tournament I judged, Don Fry was in it, and usually it's either kill or be killed with a guy like that, so I didn't have to worry about it. Well, only one fight went the distance.
Yeah.
And then I've been a judge for the various Valley Tudo organizations. It is a lot of pressure on a judge because if it's a close fight like this, you have to make a call, and one of the corners will be unhappy with the verdict if it goes one way or another.
Yeah, Carlon is doing a great job right now. He's really doing his thing.
I think he's gained the lead in the fight. I would have to put myself out on the limb and say that he had done enough to win the fight, boss.
Yes, I think so too. But Bray had a few really good things too, I mean, he got perfectly defense against the takedown, the reverse, then he ended up in the guard, he stood up.
But can you win a fight just by being defensive?
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
That's pretty much all he was because he didn't really land any significant strikes. Barreto landed, even though there were arm punches on the ground, a couple forearms to the face, a great knee, and some chopping knees to the leg. He was stomping the foot. You could make a case for Barreto in this fight, even though Telligman didn't fold, he didn't get knocked down, he wasn't knocked out by any stretch. Now here we go for the replay. Barreto standing straight up, and there's the kick, and here I expect they're going to bring in the knee right there. Oh, that was a good shot. He pulled his head right into it. And the winner, as I had predicted, Carlos Barreto in a very tough strategic fight with Try Telligman. No shame for Try Telligman. He fought a great defensive fight. Carlos Barreto, welcome back to Pride. His second appearance here in Pride. Try Telligman coming up short in his debut in Pride. Try Telligman being one of our young blood performers tonight.
There we got him, Sergio Battarelli.
Hugging his client. Sergio Battarelli manages. Here we go again. The replay. Barreto circling, throwing the inside low kick but missing, grabbing in for the, going for a headlock there, but then he's going settling for the Muay Thai clinch right here. And here it comes straight up the middle. Boom! Right there. Good short shot right there. Really wobbled Telligman. Had him in trouble. That was a deciding factor. Carlin shooting it for a takedown. Another angle. Boom. It looked like it caught him on the nose, box.
Yeah, it is that Trey is in a very good shape. That's why he recovered that quick. So that's the great thing about fighting.
Yeah, Barreto shooting in for that takedown. Trey still, even though he was rocked, able to defend the very affable man.